Yo, what up? All right, 24 Lowrider ST. Let's go on a little bit of a cruise here. So I want to talk about some things. I want to talk about a couple things, and it's a big one. It's a fear of riding. It was huge. It was something that actually really hindered me early on. And I actually started riding, dumped my bike, quit riding, and then picked it up again years later. And that's what I really wanted to talk about, because it's actually a pretty big thing, and I think a lot of people deal with it. My situation was pretty unique, because I had gotten in a terrible car accident, drunk driving accident. I wasn't drunk, but the driver was, stupidly. I was in my early 20s, and I got in the car with someone who was intoxicated. 6 of the 7 of us were ejected out of the car. So it was a pretty serious accident. I broke my L3 vertebrae, and it was pretty traumatic, to say the least. So less than 6 months later, I decided, you know what? I've wanted to ride forever. I've always wanted to ride, even since I was a kid. I'm buying, Harley Davidson t-shirts. I'm buying fake Harley Davidson tattoos. The whole thing. I was obsessed with the idea of riding motorcycles. So I said, you know what? It's fine. I got in this terrible car wreck. I guess I didn't really realize at the time I was dealing with PTSD, anxiety-related stuff to the car accident. So I bought a bike. Silly timing, but I did. I bought a bike. Tragically, we all were ejected out of the car. Luckily, thank God, all 6 of the 7 of us that were ejected all lived. Everybody with serious injuries. So fast forward 6 months later, I get a motorcycle. I decide, you know what? I'm a coordinated guy. I can do this. I don't need to take any MSF course. Huge mistake. Didn't take the MSF course. Had some friends that kind of helped me start off. And I dumped my bike about after the 5th time of riding. I said, you know what? I just can't handle it mentally. I just got in that terrible car wreck. So now fast forward, I would say 9 years after this, I decide I really need to start riding. I'm like, you know what? I can't stop thinking about it. I'm going to the Harley Davidson Museum on my own. I'm based out of Madison. Milwaukee's only an hour away. I'm going to the Harley Davidson Museum. I'm daydreaming about riding motorcycles constantly. I'm always thinking about motorcycles, researching motorcycles, buying books on motorcycles, specifically the Harley Davidson platform, really. But I just daydreamed about it. I said, you know what, this time I'm going to do it right. I'm going to take the course, and I'm going to learn to ride the right way. But I took the course, went out right away bought a 1200 Sportster. Motorcycling has brought me such an immense amount of joy that I can't even wrap my head around it. And I had to hit a point where the joy and idea of riding overcame the fear of riding. Is riding motorcycles dangerous? Yeah, it can be. But millions of people ride motorcycles every single day, and they're okay. You got to be hyper aware. You got to be careful. You got to use good judgment, and you got to be zoned in. You got to be paying attention to what you're doing. And I think that's the biggest thing. And now I'm back 4 years of riding. I have my dream bike, my Lowrider ST here, and I'm over the moon about it. Riding motorcycles is one of the few things in life, one of the few things that is truly not overrated. Everything you see, everything you hear about riding motorcycles, the freedom and the open road and all the cheesy stuff they say, it's all so true. It's wildly true. And if you have a moment where you're thinking, man, I really want to do it, but I just can't pull the trigger. I can't get over it. You know what the best defense for being scared is being educated. And I find that's key. I remember when I first got into firearms, I was terrified. I was like, oh man, I took a firearms course and I was scared to shoot him. I was like, man, this thing could really hurt myself or with somebody else. And I educated myself on them. And once I educated myself on them, I stopped being scared of them. Same with motorcycles. I practice day in and day out. I'm going to parking lots. I'm riding as much as humanly possible. I'm practicing my slow speed maneuvers. just getting really familiar with every riding scenario humanly possible. I would highly recommend, if you are on the cusp and this is something you've dreamed of, riding motorcycles is something you've dreamed of, pull the trigger. Do it. Learn the right way. And you know what? This is just my opinion, you know? There's a lot of guys, including friends of mine, who haven't taken the MSF course, and they've been riding for a decade, and they're fine. But I personally, for my mind and for my brain, I needed to take that course. I personally needed to have that peace of mind. If you're second guessing it, if you're overthinking it, maybe that's exactly what you're doing. You're overthinking it. There is nothing more beautiful than getting on the open road, nothing more therapeutic than getting on a motorcycle. If anyone is in a position like me that dealt with their fear of riding, oh man, I want to do that so bad, I daydream about it, I want to do it so much, but they're letting their fear control them. Once I started to educate myself, learn the right way, start the building blocks of riding motorcycles from the ground up, that's when I started to gain confidence. I'm still learning every day. We all are as riders, and I think that's a really important thing. I don't think it's good to be like, yep, I got everything down pat, I'm a phenomenal rider. I don't think that's a smart thing. But I took those years to think a lot, and if it's worth it to you, if you want to feel the open road, you want to be out there, you want to be getting after it, you want to be seeing the world, seeing this country from the seat of your motorcycle, and sharing memories with friends and family and everything else, then I think you honestly should. Stop daydreaming about it. Stop saying, oh man, I want so badly, but this, but that, but I'm so busy, but I'm this and that. If you love something, you're gonna make it a priority. That's with any hobby, that's with anything. You're gonna make it a priority no matter what. For me, I decided to say, I've daydreamed about this for years. I've wanted this for years. I want this more than anything. I needed it. I needed it in my life, and I knew it at that time. If you're feeling that same way, go out there, learn to ride, and get after it. I'm telling you.